GrannyKarma babies, how are you? This is GrannyKarma here, and I have the apron of love on. Yes, it's Valentine's Day, and I bought this because I wanted to come on Valentine's and share with you guys a meal or some wonderful dessert, and I even have the towels to match, but my plans have changed since then. I've gotten so many, I ordered a lot of seeds and blueberry bushes, and I have trees that I have. I have a pear tree, a fig tree, plum tree, all kinds of things. And guess what? I pitter-pattered around and didn't put up my greenhouse. And now we have winter storm warnings. So I've got to get some things, I've just got to get them planted. So I'm inside my house. It's too cold for me to plant anything outside, so I'm not going to even attempt it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant some things. This is much more important. Now, this is not something I'm going to be eating, but I found these beautiful, I love elephant ears. And this is what they look like, elephant ears. And they can grow really, really tall, and they're just so gorgeous. And I was able to find these 5 bulbs for $5. And I bought 10 of them because I want to plant them all over. I want to have them in front of the house, and I want to have them in the back. So I've got these buckets. I've got over 20 of these buckets that I got for 50 cents each. Well, I'll have them in the future, right? But, you know, just starting out with a lot of things, you have to go out and purchase them sometimes. But I thought that was a pretty good deal, 50 cents. And I'm going to use this as a starter bucket to plant my elephant ears. And I'm not quite sure what else I'm going to put in here in these buckets, but I've got to get some of these things planted. I'm going to keep them in the house and keep them on my porch. My porch is an enclosed porch. Keep them on my porch. Behind me, you see boxes of things that I have not even unpacked yet. Like this, I wanted to show this to you guys. My lamp, this is going to be my heating source for the heating source for the greenhouse. So I should have got the greenhouse up when I had the time. But I just didn't get it done, and now we've got this horrible weather out there. In a way, I kind of guess maybe I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because I don't think I would have even been able to keep my things in the greenhouse. But it would have been a real learning experience. So anyway, I've got all kinds of things in here, guys. I've got a mess going. So while I've got this mess going, I'm just going to go ahead and continue. So I have one of these containers here. This container, this is a restaurant bucket. We have a lot of these. I'm very fortunate for when we had our restaurant in the mall in Meridian. We had a lot of these buckets. The soil that I have here is soil that I used last year, and I had tomatoes in here. They came out pretty good, but I had some issues that I hope I've learned from. With elephant ears, I showed it to you how beautiful they are. You know they grow humongous depending on the size pots that you use to grow them in. But I am really, right now, just starting with like a little starter plants. So starter pot. And I'm going to have them all different sizes, I know. But as you can see, these have already all the required and necessary holes in it. And with a elephant ears. Now, I've never done it before, but I've done my research. So I'm just going to share my research. And then you guys can follow along with me. And I'm going to want to get the greenhouse going. We'll keep an eye on everything and see how things, you know, turned out. But I'm going to put about 4 inches of soil in here. And I wanted to tell you the soil that I have is just regular topsoil. I have regular topsoil, and I have some peat moss in here, 60% topsoil, 20% peat moss, and another 20% cow manure. And so we start out with about 4 inches in our pot, and sometimes I'm not very good at all that measuring, and of course that is not 4 inches, not at all. So about 4 inches of soil, because these are going to have some nice long roots. So let's put some more in here. And you know, a lot of people can eyeball it and all that, and I'm not there yet, okay? So I just use the measuring tape. And so I'm going to do about 4 inches, which comes to about right there. And that's it. That's close to it anyway. Let me show you how much I've got in here. That's close to it, okay? I don't know if you can see it in there. Okay. Well, anyway, now you take your elephant ear, okay? And your elephant ear, you want to plant it with the bull's eye up. So if you look in here, can you see there's like a bull's eye? Like when you're playing darts or something and you got that bull's eye right there in the middle? Well, you have that on your elephant ear. And so plant that up. And I'm just going to nuzzle it in here. Just put it in there, right in the center. I'm not trying to press it down or anything like that. See? Just putting it in the center. And then I'm going to cover it with about 4 more inches of soil, which, like I told you guys, is, and I'm going to estimate this time, which is 4 inches, 4 inches of topsoil, which is 60% topsoil and 20% peat moss and 20% cow manure. So we're just going to fill that up. And I'm not going to go all the way up to the top, but I'm going to come to the first rim up here. And we're just going to go to the rim here. And that's way more than what I need, I'm sure. I just have a box here on the table to, you know, so that I don't make such a big mess. But that's how you plant a elephant ear. And we're going to follow it along in the greenhouse and see how it grows. I'm not using all new soil because soil is expensive. So I'm going to try to make this work. It should be just fine. And I'm going to go outside and get some more out of the garden. And I'm going to use those for use that soil for the elephant ears because that's not my food. And I'm not going to be super worried about the soil. If it grows, you know, it's a plant. I'm not going to be so sad over it or anything. But if I had planted, you know, some food in here, then I would be worried. I'm going to use all new soil for that, okay? So that's how you plant an elephant ear, and then you're going to water it. I'm going to label it the way that I like to label, you know, my containers. I don't want to put it on here because then I got to peel it off for the next thing and the next thing. So I buy popsicle sticks at the Dollar General, and then I can write on it. So I write on it what I have going on here, elephant ear, and I date it. So that way I kind of can keep an eye on, you know, the progression and how long it takes. So I actually have 10 of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all 10, but there's 5 in a bag. They came 5 in a bag, like I said, and everybody's always talked about how expensive elephant ears are. I hope that they grow. I'm going to do everything I can for them to grow nicely. In about a couple of weeks, I'm going to, after, watering them and taking good care of them, I'll come back in a couple of weeks and I will put some fertilizer on it to make sure that they keep growing. So that's all you have to do for an elephant ear. About 4 inches of dirt underneath, put it in, place it in. Make sure that you have the bull's eye facing upward. Cover it again with at least 4 inches of soil. And again, my soil consisted of 60% topsoil, 20% peat moss, and 20% cow manure. Now, I did notice some people just used topsoil. So I added extra only because this is the second year using this soil, and I just wanted to give it a little added protection. So guys, just wanted to come to you on Valentine's Day. I didn't want you to think that I forgot about you. No, I'm not. I didn't make a meal, but my daughter came home yesterday with a humongous container of seafood. Here's my Valentine's dinner, guys. Crab legs and shrimp and mussels and bluegill, whatever these are. I forgot what you call them. Corn, potatoes. I'm about to enjoy this. Let me take this right now, guys. Yummy. So that's what we're having for our Valentine's Day, a big seafood meal, and maybe a salad or something later. That's how I'm going to be celebrating, by preparing and getting ready for when the spring comes. I can have plants, and I can have my berries. I can have all my hot peppers. I've got a ton of hot peppers that I've got to start from seed. So, I just got to get busy. I don't have time for Amore. Yes, I do. I take that back. I always have time for Amore because I love you guys. And remember, guys, how others treat you is their karma. But how you respond, my babies, how you respond is your karma. So listen, the way things are going out there, you got to keep growing. Maybe, this is not a food, but 5 for $5. And I'll get joy out of watching it grow. And I'm learning as I go along. I'm learning. I just can't wait to see this sprout up. And the, elephant ears to come out. And I want to have them all in the front and in the back. I love those things. So, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I just had to stop by on today. There's no way I could let the day go by without telling you guys that I love you, love you, love you. Happy Valentine's Day to you and all the ones that you love, guys. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.